Have you ever pondered how our seemingly harmless actions could be slowly poisoning the air we breathe? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? The reality is that air pollution is a silent assassin, lurking in the shadows, wreaking havoc on our health and our planet. It's crucial to comprehend the magnitude of this issue and the ripple effects of our daily choices. Today, we're pulling back the veil on this invisible enemy. Buckle up as we delve into the top 10 deadly facts about air pollution. Starting at number 10, air pollution is a major contributor to climate change. When we talk about air pollution, we're not only referring to the smog hanging over our cities, but also the invisible gases that contribute to global warming. Carbon dioxide, for instance, released from burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas, traps heat in our atmosphere, leading to a rise in global temperatures. This phenomenon, known as the greenhouse effect, is the main driver behind climate change. Moreover, other pollutants such as methane and black carbon are over 1,000 times more potent at trapping heat than carbon dioxide. These pollutants not only warm our planet but also result in extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and shifting wildlife populations and habitats. The repercussions of air pollution extend far beyond human health, impacting the very fabric of our ecosystems. Thus, air pollution doesn't just affect us, it's changing the world as we know it. Coming in at number 9, the air inside your home could be more polluted than the air outside. Surprising, isn't it? But it's true. Indoor air pollution often slips under the radar, yet it's a silent killer. So, what's polluting the air in your cozy abode? It can come from a variety of sources. From the smoke of your favorite scented candles, to the chemicals released by your cleaning supplies, the list is endless. Even the seemingly harmless dust mites or pet dander can degrade your indoor air quality. The effects on health? They're far from negligible. Indoor air pollution can lead to a range of health issues, from minor allergies and headaches to severe respiratory diseases, and even lung cancer. Children, the elderly, and those with pre-existing health conditions are particularly vulnerable. Never underestimate the importance of clean air, even inside your home. At number 8, our children are at a higher risk. Purity and innocence, that's what childhood represents. But what if the very air our children breathe is tainted with invisible threats? Air pollution doesn't discriminate, but it does hit the most vulnerable among us the hardest, and our children top that list. Their small bodies and developing lungs are more susceptible to the toxins in polluted air. Asthma, lung infections, even developmental issues. The repercussions of breathing in polluted air are grave and far-reaching for our young ones. Furthermore, children breathe more rapidly than adults, inadvertently inhaling more pollutants per body weight. This means they're absorbing a higher concentration of harmful particles, which can have long-term effects on their health and development. The tragedy is, they have no say in the quality of air they breathe. It's our responsibility to safeguard their health. Protecting our future generation begins with clean air. Number 7, our elders aren't spared either. Age doesn't grant immunity from the detriments of air pollution. Quite the opposite, in fact. Our elderly population is particularly susceptible to the harmful effects of poor air quality. Let's delve into why. Our bodies naturally weaken with age, and this includes our immune system. This makes it harder for the elderly to combat the pollutants they breathe in. Respiratory and cardiac conditions can be aggravated by air pollution, leading to a higher risk of hospitalizations and even premature death. Studies have shown that long-term exposure to polluted air may also accelerate cognitive decline in the elderly. In essence, air pollution is an invisible thief, stealing away years of health and vitality from our seniors. As we strive for a cleaner future, we must remember that the fight against air pollution is not just for the young, it's for our parents, our grandparents, and all the wisdom they hold. Clean air isn't just a youthful privilege, it's a universal right. At number 6, it's not just humans who suffer. Let's turn our attention to those who can't speak for themselves, the wildlife and domestic animals. These creatures are also victims of air pollution, often feeling the effects more acutely than we do. Airborne contaminants can cause a range of health issues in animals, just like in humans. Respiratory problems, weakened immune systems, and even altered reproductive habits are all on the table. Birds, for instance, rely on their keen sense of smell for survival, but air pollution can affect this crucial sensory function, making it harder for them to find food or avoid predators. Our pets aren't spared either. Domestic animals, particularly those living in urban areas, are exposed to the same polluted air we are. This exposure can lead to chronic respiratory issues and shorten their lifespan. So, when we discuss air pollution, it's not a humans-only issue. The fight for clean air extends beyond our species. We must remember our furry, feathery, and scaly friends in this battle too. Halfway through at number 5, air pollution affects more than just our physical health. It's a silent invader that also targets our mental well-being. Research indicates a significant correlation between exposure to polluted air and an increase in mental health issues. This includes conditions such as depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. Imagine a world where invisible toxins infiltrate our minds, subtly influencing our mood and thought processes. It's not a dystopian novel, it's our reality. The particulates in polluted air can cross the blood-brain barrier, causing inflammation and oxidative stress, which are known contributors to neurodegenerative diseases. Moreover, children and adolescents exposed to high levels of air pollution have been found to be at a greater risk of developing mental disorders. This is a stark reminder that the air we breathe plays a vital role not just in our physical health, but also in our psychological well-being. Clean air is crucial for a healthy mind. Coming up at number 4, air pollution is an economic burden. Air pollution indeed carries a hefty price tag. It's not just about health effects or environmental damage, it's about the dollars and cents that add up quickly in our economies. When people get sick due to poor air quality, the costs associated with their healthcare can skyrocket. This includes, but is not limited to, hospital stays, medication, and long-term treatment for chronic illnesses. But the economic impact of air pollution doesn't stop at healthcare. It reaches into the realm of productivity as well. When people are ill, they can't work as effectively, or in severe cases, they can't work at all. This loss of productivity can ripple through the economy, affecting businesses, industries, and ultimately, the gross domestic product of a nation. So the next time you think about air pollution, remember, it's more than just an environmental or health issue. It's an economic one too. Clean air isn't just a health issue, it's an economic one too. At number 3, air pollution is a silent killer. This invisible threat is responsible for a significant number of deaths worldwide. It's a grim reality that the air we breathe, which is fundamental to our survival, can also be the harbinger of death. Every year, millions of lives are cut short due to the harmful effects of polluted air. The World Health Organization estimates that 7 million premature deaths annually can be attributed to both outdoor and indoor air pollution. This means that 1 in 8 global deaths is linked to polluted air, a statistic that is both shocking and heartbreaking. These deaths are not just numbers on a chart. They represent real people, mothers, fathers, siblings, friends, whose lives were cruelly snuffed out too soon. The victims of air pollution are often those who least contributed to it, such as the poor and the vulnerable. Air pollution is not just an environmental issue, but a public health crisis of epic proportions. Every breath we take should not be a gamble on our lives. Coming close at number 2, air pollution is a major risk factor for lung diseases. Every breath you take, every move you make, you could be inhaling harmful pollutants that wreak havoc on your respiratory system. These invisible assassins, from microscopic particulates to noxious gases, can penetrate deep into your lungs, causing inflammation and damage that can lead to chronic conditions such as asthma, bronchitis, and even pneumonia. But it doesn't stop there. Long-term exposure to these airborne toxins can escalate to more serious complications. In fact, air pollution is a known contributor to the big C, lung cancer. Yes, the same disease commonly associated with smoking can also be induced by the very air we breathe. Research indicates that lung cancer deaths in highly polluted areas are significantly higher compared to those in cleaner environments. So if you think about it, every breath is a gamble in a polluted world. Our lungs deserve better than polluted air. And finally, at number 1, air pollution is breaking our hearts, literally. The invisible enemy in our atmosphere is causing more damage than we might think. Research has shown a clear link between air pollution and heart diseases. Every breath of polluted air we take is like a silent attack on our heart's health. The tiny particles present in polluted air can penetrate deep into our lungs and enter the bloodstream. Over time, this can cause inflammation and damage to the blood vessels, leading to conditions like atherosclerosis, a hardening and narrowing of the arteries. This increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Moreover, the harmful gases in polluted air, such as carbon monoxide and nitrogen dioxide, can reduce the amount of oxygen that reaches our heart, causing it to work harder and potentially leading to heart failure. Our hearts should beat to the rhythm of life, not to the ticking clock of air pollution. There you have it, the top 10 deadly facts about air pollution. We've journeyed through the impacts on climate change, our homes, children, the elderly, animals, mental health, economy, global deaths, lungs, and our hearts. Have you ever wondered how a single element, carbon, can have such a profound impact on our world? Yes, carbon, that humble resident of the periodic table, is far more than meets the eye. It's the backbone of life as we know it, the building block of everything from the food we eat to the air we breathe. It's the star of the show in the grand drama of life on Earth. Let's take a step back for a moment and consider carbon's role in life's formation. Billions of years ago, amidst the swirling gases and molten rock of the young Earth, carbon was a key player in the creation of the first organic molecules. These molecules eventually evolved into the complex life forms we see today, marking the beginning of the carbon-based life story. But carbon's role in life doesn't end there. No, far from it. Every living organism on this planet, from the simplest bacteria to the most intricate human beings, is a carbon-based life form. We are, in essence, walking, talking carbon structures. Now let's take this a step further. Not only is carbon integral to life itself, but it also plays a crucial role in energy production. When you flick on a light switch or rev up your car engine, chances are you're tapping into the power of carbon. It's the driving force behind fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas, which have powered human civilization for centuries. So carbon is everywhere, in everything, and essential to life and energy. It's a good thing, right? Well, for the most part, yes, carbon is indeed essential to our existence. But like anything in life, balance is key. But what happens when there's too much of a good thing? That's where the carbon conundrum begins. The dark side of carbon begins when it combines with oxygen to form carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas. Picture this: a simple dance of elements, carbon and oxygen twirling together. But this dance has a twist. When carbon unites with oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide, a key player in the game of global warming. This gas, seemingly harmless, acts like an invisible blanket, trapping heat from the sun close to our planet's surface. This is the greenhouse effect, a natural process that's been keeping the Earth warm enough for life for billions of years. But like any good thing, too much can turn sour. And that's exactly what's happening with carbon dioxide. You see, the balance is shifting. Our natural world can handle a certain amount of this gas, but human activities are pushing the boundaries. Let's talk about fossil fuels: coal, oil, and natural gas. They're packed with carbon, and when we burn them for energy, we're releasing tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, far more than nature can absorb. And then there's deforestation. Trees are nature's carbon dioxide vacuums. They suck it up and store it, helping to keep our planet's carbon levels in check. But when we cut down forests, we're not just losing these natural filters, we're also releasing the stored carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere. The result? Carbon dioxide levels are soaring, higher than they've been for hundreds of thousands of years. And this surplus is amplifying the greenhouse effect, turning up the Earth's thermostat and driving climate change. So you see, the dark side of carbon isn't just about a single element. It's about a complex network of actions and reactions, a dance of elements that we, as humans, are influencing. Our actions are tipping the scales, and the consequences are far-reaching. The excess carbon in our atmosphere is a major driver of climate change. This statement is not just a theory, but a scientific fact. You see, when we burn fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas, we release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This carbon dioxide traps heat, leading to a rise in global temperatures, a phenomenon we commonly refer to as global warming. But global warming is just the tip of the iceberg. It's the catalyst for a series of domino effects that lead to climate change. Let's delve a bit deeper into this complex web. As the Earth warms up, ice caps and glaciers melt, causing sea levels to rise. This is not just a threat to coastal cities and low-lying islands, but also to the millions of people who call these places home. Imagine waking up one day to find your home, your neighborhood, your city swallowed up by the sea. It's a terrifying thought, but it's a reality that many are already facing. Then there's the issue of extreme weather events. We're talking about hurricanes that are more intense than ever, heat waves that seem to last forever, droughts that leave entire regions parched, and floods that wash away lives and livelihoods. These are not mere coincidences or acts of nature. They are direct consequences of a warming planet. And let's not forget about the threat to biodiversity. As temperatures rise, many species are finding it harder to survive. They're losing their habitats, their food sources, and their lives. We're currently witnessing the sixth mass extinction in Earth's history, and unlike the previous five, this one is caused by us. Now, you might think that climate change is a problem for future generations, but the truth is, it's happening right now. It's affecting us in ways we may not even realize. And the more carbon we pump into the atmosphere, the worse it gets. As the world gets warmer, the impacts of climate change become harder to ignore. We need to face this problem head-on, not tomorrow, not next year, but today. Because every day we delay is a day we can't get back. The carbon conundrum doesn't stop at climate change. It also has direct implications for human health. It's a connection that's not always made, but the truth is, the more carbon dioxide we have in our atmosphere, the more health problems we face. Firstly, let's talk about respiratory issues. Increased levels of carbon dioxide can lead to decreased oxygen levels in our atmosphere. This imbalance can result in shortness of breath, chest tightness, and even asthma. In fact, studies have shown a direct correlation between high levels of atmospheric carbon dioxide and the spike in asthma cases worldwide. But it doesn't stop there. Heart disease, a leading cause of death globally, is also linked to high carbon dioxide levels. Carbon emissions from factories, cars, and power plants contribute to air pollution, including the release of particulates that can be inhaled into our lungs. These particulates can enter the bloodstream, leading to inflammation and plaque buildup in the arteries, and ultimately, heart disease. Now, this might surprise you, but carbon dioxide levels can even affect our mental health. Studies have indicated that high carbon dioxide levels can increase feelings of anxiety and stress. It's also been suggested that long-term exposure to high carbon dioxide levels can lead to cognitive decline, impacting our memory and learning abilities. This brings us to the link between air pollution and carbon emissions. Carbon dioxide is a significant component of air pollution. It's not just about the smoggy skies and the hazy sunsets. It's about the invisible damage being done to our bodies, the silent toll it's taking on our health. From our lungs to our hearts to our minds, the increased carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, a byproduct of our modern lifestyle, is impacting us in ways we're just beginning to understand. And it's not just an issue for those living in heavily industrialized areas, it's a global problem. Because carbon dioxide doesn't respect borders. It spreads, it permeates, it affects us all. Our health is intrinsically tied to the health of our planet. The carbon conundrum isn't just an environmental issue, it's a human health crisis. And it's up to us to do something about it. The carbon conundrum is a complex problem, but it's not without solutions. So let's roll up our sleeves and delve into some of the ways we can reduce carbon emissions. First, there's the transition to renewable energy. By swapping out fossil fuels for wind, solar, and hydropower, we can drastically cut down on carbon emissions. Imagine a world where every home is powered by the sun, every car runs on electricity, and every industry operates with clean, green energy. It's not just a dream, it's a future we can build. Next, we have carbon capture technologies. Picture machines that suck carbon dioxide right out of the air, like giant vacuum cleaners for the atmosphere. These technologies already exist, and they're becoming more efficient every day. By investing in and developing these technologies, we can directly address the excess carbon in our atmosphere. Then there's reforestation. Trees are nature's carbon capture machines. They take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. Planting more trees, protecting existing forests, and promoting sustainable forestry practices can help us restore the natural balance of carbon in the environment. But it's not just about big, global solutions. Individual actions matter too. Driving less, recycling more, eating less meat, and making energy-efficient choices at home can all add up. Every day, we make choices that impact our carbon footprint. By making conscious, earth-friendly decisions, we can each play a part in solving the carbon conundrum. The carbon conundrum is a challenge of our time, but together we can tip the scales back in favor of our planet. Have you ever stopped to consider what exactly you're inhaling when you take a puff from a cigarette? It's not just smoke, it's a cloud of chemicals, each with its own story and potential impact on your health. Imagine an invisible cocktail of over 4,000 different compounds, swirling together in a dance that's as deadly as it is fascinating. Among these, there are poisons, carcinogens, and even radioactive materials. In the next several minutes, we're going to embark on a journey through this smokescreen, revealing 10 dangerous facts about the seemingly innocuous act of lighting up a cigarette. We'll peel back the layers, one by one, exposing the grim reality that lies within each puff. We'll delve into the science and the statistics, but also the stories and the struggles. The truth might be more terrifying than you think. Brace yourself for the top 10 dangerous facts about smoking. Starting at number 10, did you know that each puff from a cigarette exposes your body to over 7,000 chemicals? That's right. Each drag you take is like sipping from a cocktail of toxins. And it's not just nicotine, which is addictive. There's also carbon monoxide, which can block your blood's ability to carry oxygen. Let's not forget about formaldehyde, a chemical used to preserve dead bodies, and benzene, a component of gasoline. Then there are heavy metals like lead and radioactive elements like polonium-210. And the list goes on and on. These chemicals are not just harmful, they're deadly. They can cause cancers, heart disease, stroke, lung diseases, diabetes, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, among other health problems. And they're all packed into one tiny cigarette. It's a dangerous cocktail indeed, and the worst part is, you're not just drinking it, you're inhaling it into your very lungs. And that's just the beginning. Let's move on to fact number 9. Fact number 9 unveils the presence of a silent killer in cigarette smoke: carbon monoxide. This odorless, colorless gas is stealthy, slipping into your system with every puff. It binds with the hemoglobin in your blood, creating a complex called carboxyhemoglobin. This complex is quite the troublemaker, reducing the amount of oxygen your blood can carry. Imagine your cells gasping for air, suffocating from the inside out. This can lead to serious health problems, such as heart diseases and brain damage. It's just like drowning, but not in water, in your own blood. And the worst part? You won't even know it's happening until it's too late. Carbon monoxide is a silent, ruthless assassin, patiently waiting in each puff of smoke to strike at your health. It's a chilling reminder of the dangers hidden in plain sight. Next up, fact number 8. At number 8, we have the sticky and deadly component of cigarette smoke: tar. This viscous black substance is more than just a nuisance. It's a silent killer, wreaking havoc in the lungs and respiratory system. When inhaled, tar coats the cilia, tiny hair-like structures in our lungs that act as a first line of defense against harmful particles. Over time, the tar paralyzes these cilia, making it harder for them to do their job. This leads to a buildup of mucus and other toxins in the lungs. But the damage doesn't stop there. Tar also contains numerous cancer-causing chemicals known as carcinogens. These chemicals alter the DNA in our cells, triggering abnormal growth and potentially leading to cancer. The more you smoke, the more tar you inhale, and the greater the damage to your lungs. The terror of tar is real, and it's lurking in every puff of smoke. Let's delve deeper with fact number 7. Fact number 7 introduces the addictive substance that keeps smokers hooked: nicotine. This powerful and potent chemical is the very heart of the smoking addiction. It's a stimulant that speeds up the nervous system, giving smokers a quick jolt of energy and a temporary high. But what goes up must come down. Once the effects wear off, the body craves for more, leading to a vicious cycle of dependency. Nicotine doesn't just make you addicted, it also wreaks havoc on your body. It constricts blood vessels, increasing the risk of heart disease and stroke. It messes up your metabolism, often leading to weight gain. And let's not forget, it's a major player in the development of lung cancer. Nicotine is a nightmare that's hard to wake up from. It's an insidious enemy, hiding behind the smokescreen of temporary pleasure, while slowly but surely eroding your health. We're halfway through. Are you ready for fact number 6? Fact number 6 reveals a danger that affects not just smokers, but those around them: secondhand smoke. It's a silent threat, one that is often overlooked, but carries severe consequences. When a person smokes, the toxic fumes aren't just inhaled by them, but also by anyone in the vicinity. This is secondhand smoke, a cocktail of over 4,000 chemicals, many of which are toxic and over 50 are known to cause cancer. Non-smokers exposed to secondhand smoke at home or at work increase their risk of developing heart disease by 25 to 30% and lung cancer by 20 to 30%. Children exposed to it are more likely to suffer from asthma, pneumonia, and ear infections. And let's not forget the infants, who are at a higher risk of sudden infant death syndrome. This is the secondhand smoke scare, a danger to everyone, smoker or not. Moving on to fact number 5. Fact number 5 uncovers the strong link between smoking and lung cancer. It's no secret that smoking is a leading cause of lung cancer, responsible for about 85% of all cases. Each puff of smoke sends a cocktail of harmful chemicals into your lungs, including carcinogens that damage lung cells right at the DNA level. Over time, this damage accumulates, leading to abnormal cell growth and eventually cancer. And it's not just a smoker's problem. Secondhand smoke can also cause lung cancer in non-smokers. In fact, non-smokers who are regularly exposed to secondhand smoke increase their risk of developing lung cancer by 20 to 30%. So it's not just about protecting yourself, but those around you as well. The connection between smoking and lung cancer is undeniable, a stark reminder of the lethal consequences of this habit. Let's proceed to fact number 4. Fact number 4 highlights the connection between smoking and heart diseases. Smoking is a well-known culprit behind a variety of heart diseases. It's not just about the lungs. When you inhale smoke, you're also inviting a host of problems for your heart. The chemicals in tobacco smoke harm your blood cells. They also damage the function of your heart and the structure and function of your blood vessels. This damage increases your risk of atherosclerosis, a condition in which waxy substances are deposited in the arteries. Over time, this buildup narrows the arteries, making it harder for blood to flow and can lead to a heart attack. Even people who smoke fewer than 5 cigarettes a day can have early signs of cardiovascular disease. Now consider the risk for a heavy smoker. It's a grim picture, isn't it? The heart disease hazard is a real and present danger for smokers. Now, on to the top 3 dangerous facts. Fact number 3 exposes the effect of smoking on your appearance: premature aging. Now, we're not just talking about a few laugh lines here or a gray hair there. Oh no, we're talking about an acceleration of the aging process that can make you look years, even decades, older than you actually are. Imagine this: you're puffing away, and each time you inhale, you're introducing thousands of chemicals into your body. These chemicals wreak havoc on your skin's elasticity, causing it to sag and wrinkle prematurely. Not to mention, the repetitive motion of puffing and squinting to keep smoke out of your eyes can lead to deep lines around your mouth and crow's feet. And it's not just about vanity. This premature aging is a visible sign of the internal damage smoking is doing to your body. It's a grim reminder of the toll smoking takes on your health. We're down to the final 2. Here's fact number 2. Fact number 2 reveals a grim reality. Smoking significantly reduces your lifespan. Imagine the pages of your life book being torn away, one by one, every time you light up a cigarette. That's the harsh truth of smoking. It ruthlessly snatches away precious years from your life. Research has shown that on average, smokers die 10 to 15 years earlier than non-smokers. That's over a decade of life experiences, cherished moments, and milestones lost to the smoke. This reduced lifespan is not just about losing years, but also about the quality of life in your remaining years. Chronic diseases, breathing difficulties, and a weakened immune system. These are the companions of a long-term smoker. So think about it. Is that momentary pleasure worth the cost? A cost that's paid not just in money, but in years of life, in health, and in happiness. And finally, the most dangerous fact about smoking. The most dangerous fact about smoking is the high risk of addiction. This is not a mere exaggeration, but a harsh reality backed by decades of scientific research. The culprit? Nicotine, a powerful and highly addictive substance found in tobacco. When inhaled, nicotine rushes to the brain in less than 10 seconds, releasing dopamine and creating feelings of pleasure and reward. This instant gratification makes it extremely difficult for smokers to quit. The brain begins to crave the nicotine-induced dopamine rush, leading to dependency. But the catch is, the more you smoke, the more nicotine your brain needs to feel the same level of satisfaction. This vicious cycle is what makes quitting smoking such a Herculean task. Withdrawal symptoms can be severe, including anxiety, restlessness, and irritability, making it even more challenging to break free from the smoking habit. The power of addiction can't be underestimated. It's a silent war fought within the mind, a battle between the brain's craving for nicotine and the will to quit. And there you have it, the top 10 dangerous facts about smoking. Now that you know the dangers, what will you do about it? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? The truth about smoking is stark and disconcerting, but knowledge, as they say, is power. It's our weapon to combat this threat that lurks in our society, often disguised as a harmless habit. We've unveiled the top 10 dangerous facts about smoke, each more alarming than the last. From the chemical cocktail to the addiction affliction, we've delved into the darkness, shedding light on the smoky shadows. But what's the point of light if it doesn't reach every corner? What's the point of knowledge if it isn't shared and used to make a difference? This is where you come in. Your voice, your reach can make a difference. Share this video with your network. Spread the word about these perils, spark conversations, ignite change. Share this video and let's work together to clear the smoke from our lives.